Yo, what is going down, everybody? It is Unbeatable Jacob. Hope you guys are enjoying your, what is it, Thursday? Yeah, your Thursday. Hope is going well. Should have some new content weeks on the way soon. I'll probably be streaming tonight for the 2K logo show. Don't really plan on getting a logo, but might as well try. Like they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you guys are watching this and it's like 5 p.m. Eastern or later on today, go ahead and head over to my Twitch. Should be live. Not really sure what we'll do, but like always, we'll figure it out. Nevertheless, did make a tweet today asking, what is your 2K unpopular opinion? So this is all going to be pretty much my team based. All my followers are generally my team players, so I'm just going to go through and read some of these unpopular opinions. I don't know how many we got, but just gonna let you guys know if I agree, if I don't, and just kind of see where we go from there. All right, so the first one up is Blaze Gaming. He said, it isn't the game that sucks, it's the people complaining that make it suck. Still the only game to have me sinking 2,000 plus hours in each year, and I don't see a better sports simulation game anywhere, so give credit where credit is due. I agree with the second half of this statement a lot more than the first half of the statement. When he says it isn't the game that sucks, it's the people that complain that make it suck. It kind of just reminds me of the point I've been talking about a lot this year on the game, which is you have to remember everybody sees the game through a different lens. The guy who plays offline and does XP every day is going to have a very different outlook on the game than the guy who is doing Players Lounge tournaments and My Team Madness and trying to qualify. And that person's going to have a big outlook difference on the game than the person who likes to compete, but maybe not at that high of a level, like an elite level. So they're, just trying to get their wilt maybe, or maybe they, want to try and keep their TTO record above 80% or something like that. Everybody has a different outlook. Some people play the game to collect cards. Some people play the game to compete. And I think that's the biggest issue when it comes to people saying that there's like negative vibes in the community or anything like that, because you just got to realize that even if someone like me who complains, I complain a good bit, but it's not out of spite that I think that the game totally sucks, because I think there's a lot good about the game too, but I just want to see the game be the best it can be. So, I think it's a good thing to just kind of call a spade a spade. Everybody always says, oh yeah, it's a good thing to keep it real. So if somebody keeps it real by saying something they dislike about the game, as long as they aren't egregious about it, as long as they are actually making a point rather than just complaining to complain, giving an objective that could be better, I don't really have an issue with it. But I do agree, I don't think that there are any better sports games out. Maybe that's just because I'm a big basketball fan. Maybe it's for different reasons. We got my man RCA tapping in saying, using plays to score is a more skilled based play style than using just screens. That's a tricky one. I was talking about this in stream the other day. I've played a good number of people in Unlimited that are very clearly products of some RCA tutorials, right? Because obviously I've played RCA many of times. A few scrims I've bumped into Unlimited, and I've bumped into them in some tournaments in previous years and things like that. We had a really good series last year that went 3 games, and the third game he ended up hitting a corner 3 with Magic to win it. So, I think he's very, very good at the game, and I don't think that that's a product of him using his unique style. I think that that's just him being really good at the game, because when I play other people that try and mirror the way he plays, generally they're so baited it's not even funny. If their play doesn't go exactly how they expected, normally it's literally just cutting off one passing lane for these RCA clones out there, and they're folded. RCA is just generally very, very good. He has great instincts for the game. He plays at a slower pace that can throw competitive players off. RCA is just great overall, and I don't really think it's fair to say that one play style takes more skill than the other, because at the end of the day, that's like saying in real basketball that shooting takes more skill than passing, or that rebounding takes more skill than blocking shots or something like that. At the end of the day, it's how good you can get at what you're already good at is what's going to make you different. And that's what makes RCA different, and that's what makes Splash different. Even if they run 2 completely different play styles, there's a lot of people that wish they could play like them, but they can't. And yeah, that's really it. It's a different skill, right? Remembering plays, knowing how to navigate them without throwing bad passes is a completely different skill than being able to dribble and score off of it, but they all end in the same result if you're good at doing them, which is winning. Selling Goat saying shooting is way too easy. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that even in the park too, shooting's way too easy, particularly when open. If you're wide open, I still want to see a green. I mean, they definitely weren't kidding when they said they put more weighting into coverage this year. They definitely did that. If you're open, it's almost impossible to miss. I'd say the sniper badge is not a good thing for the game at all. It's definitely way too easy to shoot. But it's also a lot harder to shoot like off the dribble or contested this year for the most part, compared to 21 next gen anyway. So I don't know. I'd agree. It's a little bit too easy to shoot. Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen have good releases, says Sag. I'm going to have to disagree with that. I think there's a little bias coming through here. I mean, both of them are fine if you're open, but they both can be contested pretty easy. So I'd say they have okay releases. I don't know about good, but they're fine. They're fine. You just got to be wide open, which isn't that hard of a thing to focus on with people at those positions. Don Foley coming in saying, I've liked every 2K I've played. Yeah, some of the games have been bad gameplay-wise, content-wise, but it's a basketball game and I love basketball. I'm going to play it even if the gameplay stinks. And for how much shit the community consistently gives 2K, including myself, the game has been good this year. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this a lot. Sometimes if I point out something I don't like the game, people say, well, don't play it then. No, because the premise of being able to build a team with NBA players from the future and present and being able to construct a team with an auction house and all of that is just a great concept where I love the concept of my team as is. Everything else is like kind of like how effective they can actually be in implementing that concept. But the overall concept of my team is the reason why I play the game. I mean, yeah, at its core, it's great. I remember back in like 2012 when like Madden Ultimate Team was out and stuff like that. I just couldn't wait till we got a game mode like my team where I could assemble a team by working the auction house and things like that. And the overall concept of my team is great. Like, yeah, being able to build your team with the players you want is cool. Everything else, it's just about how they implement it. I agree with most of that. Lenzo coming in with a real unpopular one, saying interior play is amazing this year, both offensively and defensively. Oh, let me just pull something up here. Yeah, I disagree. It's just wildly inconsistent, I believe. I think it's just wildly inconsistent. I think it's just not consistent enough. I'd rather see everything get punched than just have you guess. I don't even know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain the interior play this year, but all I know is I'm not a big fan of it. Maybe if I was better at paint mashing, I'd like it more. I don't know. I haven't seen Lenzo play this year, so I want to see if he's just really good in the paint or what, because I haven't seen him play this year. Level 40 rewards are mostly not worth going for. Last year, 2 out of the 10 were worth it. Last year, team, all the others didn't make the team. 2 weeks max. Respectfully, I got every level 40 last year. Except for Curry and Blake held their weight for 2 or 3 seasons, like Blake, Wade, Kawhi, D-Rob, Luka. This year, I think Melo will be the last backup starting for next season. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've always talked about too. I don't like the term worth it in the 2K sense because in 2K, worth it means something completely different for everybody. For me, it's generally worth it to get these level 40 cards because, you know, I try and have the best team possible at always, and normally they fall into that category for at least some point of time. I'd say like last year, it was hit or miss, right? Like Curry was definitely quote unquote worth it. J.R. Smith was definitely quote unquote not worth it, I believe. So it's just hit or miss. That's a pretty subjective one. Home jersey should be only white. Away jerseys could be any other color. That's how it works in the real world. It should be for 2K. I'm tired of playing against someone and their court having a color. Same as me. Yeah, well, they've changed it up a little bit in real basketball now. A lot of teams are wearing their alternates at home and stuff like that, and I don't like that. I agree, though. I mean, just keep it simple. White is home, away is colored. It's not that difficult of a concept, and yeah. I've noticed on next gen, for some reason, like, not nearly as many people on current gen, like, make, like, colored courts and stuff like that. Honestly, I'd say just get rid of team customization overall. It normally leads to more problems than good. It's nothing more they can add to the game to keep it, me buying it for the next 4+ years, better yet the next 2 years. I mean, that's okay. You know, I don't really agree with that. I'll buy the game every year because even just a hard reset's enough for me because I grind it so much. Like, I need something fresh and new. But yeah, that's fair. I mean, if you know, I mean, they turn off the servers after a couple of years. So eventually, if you want to keep playing online, you need the new game. Every last 2 weeks of the season's boring. I don't think that's really unpopular, Molson. I think that is pretty widespread knowing. By the end of the year, the game's going to be down bad in the category of 18. 18 was so bad though, but I can definitely see a lot of people changing their opinion on this game, especially as better cards come out. We start seeing these cards with Hoff Rim Protector, Hoff Sniper. I do think the game will be in a pretty bad place by the end of the year. I do agree with that. I love the vault and RNG that comes with it. Over 1K games only got boon, yet still loving everything about the mode. I don't know how. I mean, I've talked about this in other videos. I really don't like the mystery of RNG rewards. I truthfully hate it. I mean, I don't really need to explain myself there, I don't think. VV's the best point guard in the game. Yeah, I mean, he might be the most well-rounded, I guess. That's fair. I mean, yeah, I'd say he's definitely top 5 or 10 for most people. So yeah, if you really like Van Fleet at this point, that's fine because there's not that many other good point guards in the game. 2K19 was the top 3 of all time. I think that's pretty popular. I think like most, like the consensus is like 16, 17, and 19, you know? Unless you want to say like 2K11, but that was a whole different time. I think limited should be truly a limited mold. Golds and emeralds to start, and diamonds and pink diamonds become readily accessible as sapphires. The mode should never allow higher than rubies. Yeah, I just think that limited should be a lot more limited in maybe a different sense. I really like the unique ones, like you can only use second round draft picks, or you can only use players that have won a championship. I like things like that. The ones that I hate the most that are like, you can use 2 pink diamond or higher in your lineup, everything else has to be lower than a sapphire. That seems to be a very common trend for limited weeks, and I don't like those at all because I think the gameplay is really bad when you just have 2 great players and then like everybody else is not that great on the floor. Popular opinion, you're bad. Yeah, I am very bad at 2K22 so far this year, but trust me, at some point I will be good this year. Trust me, it'll happen. Yeah, that is what it is. It is a popular opinion. I'm not very good at 2K22. Yet. Keyword yet. I'll get where I need to be. Trust me. Trust me. They never release enough LeBron James cards throughout the year. Yeah, that's definitely sarcasm from 2KJ here. It has to be. I mean, he had, what, 20 of them last year? Yeah, no, that's definitely sarcasm. Sarcasm generally doesn't translate well over text, but that one's so blatantly obvious it has to be. I hate limited. Missed out on Booker, so there's that. Yeah, I don't like limited either. RNG rewards plus really weird lineup restrictions, not a big fan. I think we might have a couple more rolling in. Wait, what happened here? Oh my goodness! We're getting pink diamond Ben Wallace tomorrow? Nah, bro. Come on, man. Are you ready to find out what makes this release unique too? Bro, there's no way! Yes, sir! Yes, sir, man. Come on. I'm generally not too keen on Ben Wallace cards this early in the year because normally they're really bad at this point of the year, but yeah. All right, man. I like what I'm seeing. See, I don't have the Twitter app on my phone anymore, so this was tweeted like 49 minutes ago. Normally I would have heard about this right away, but shout out to my dudes who tagged me in it. Yeah, I really like that. That makes things interesting for tomorrow. All right, guys, I'll catch y'all later.